Stephen Curry's journey through basketball is not the product of inevitability or physical dominance. It is the result of patience layered upon patience, belief stacked against doubt, and a relentless commitment to craft in a game that once insisted he did not belong at its center. His story is not merely about redefining shooting range or winning championships. It is about reshaping how basketball understands power, influence, and leadership. Curry did not arrive as the future of the game. He became it by refusing to abandon who he was. From the moment Stephen Curry first held a basketball, his relationship with the game was intimate rather than imposing. Born in Akron, Ohio, and raised primarily in Charlotte, North Carolina, Curry grew up in NBA arenas and locker rooms through his father, Wardell Curry. Yet proximity to the league did not translate into protection from doubt. If anything, it magnified scrutiny. Being Wardell Curry's son invited comparison before he ever formed an identity of his own. Stephen was smaller than his peers, thinner, less explosive. Coaches and evaluators saw skill but questioned sustainability. They saw touch but doubted durability. In youth basketball, where physical advantages often overshadow technical mastery, Curry was forced to refine rather than overpower. That necessity became his advantage. Watching his father play taught him far more than shooting form. It taught him professionalism, routine, the idea that excellence is not emotional, but procedural. Wardell Curry prepared the same way regardless of role, minutes, or recognition. Stephen absorbed that lesson quietly. He learned that the league did not reward entitlement. It rewarded consistency. As a young player, Curry spent countless hours shooting on undersized rims, releasing the ball quickly to compensate for limited strength. What began as adaptation became innovation. His shot developed an unusually fast release, high arc, and fluid mechanics. Long before three-point range became fashionable, Curry was comfortable shooting from distances others avoided. At Charlotte Christian School, Curry's talent blossomed statistically, but skepticism never disappeared. He dominated games with scoring explosions, yet major college programs hesitated. They admired the numbers, but doubted the body. They praised the skill, but questioned the ceiling. Curry received offers, but not validation. Davidson College became his proving ground. It was not a compromise. It was an opportunity to lead without constraint. At Davidson, Curry was not asked to fit a prototype. He was asked to produce. And he did so with audacity. From his freshman year onward, Curry's presence warped defenses. Opponents extended coverage far beyond conventional limits. Traps came early. Attention intensified. None of it mattered. Curry scored through movement, intelligence, and fearlessness. His shooting was not reckless. It was intentional. He understood angles, timing, and rhythm instinctively. The 2008 NCAA tournament marked Curry's arrival on the national stage. Against elite programs with superior size and athleticism, he was unstoppable. He did not simply score. He controlled tempo. He forced defensive overreactions. He punished hesitation. Davidson's improbable run was not an accident. It was Curry revealing what basketball could look like when skill outweighed intimidation. Even after that breakout, doubt followed him into the NBA draft process. Scouts questioned his defense, his position, his physical ceiling. Was he a point guard? A shooting guard? Too small to guard either? Curry listened, but he did not internalize those doubts as barriers. He internalized them as areas of focus. Drafted 7th overall by the Golden State Warriors in 2009, Curry entered a franchise searching for relevance. Golden State lacked stability, identity, and consistent success. Curry's early seasons mirrored that uncertainty. He showed flashes of brilliance, but injuries, particularly to his ankles, threatened everything. Those injuries represented the most precarious moment of his career. Surgeries piled up. Games were missed. Questions grew louder. Some wondered if his body would ever hold up. Others questioned whether a franchise could be built around someone so physically vulnerable. Curry responded with reinvention rather than resignation. He rebuilt his body meticulously. He committed to strength training, balance, and biomechanics. He refined how he landed after shots. He strengthened his core and lower body. That period did more than save his career. It transformed it. As Curry's health stabilized, his influence expanded exponentially. His shooting range became limitless. Shots once considered irresponsible became routine. Defenses were forced to abandon traditional spacing principles. The geometry of the court changed. Three-point shots were no longer supplementary. They became foundational. What made Curry revolutionary was not just how far he shot, but how quickly and efficiently he did it. He shot off movement, off screens, off balance, off chaos. He punished even momentary lapses in coverage. His off-ball movement became as dangerous as his handle. He was never stationary, never predictable. Under Steve Kerr's system, Curry's impact multiplied. The offense emphasized flow, movement, and trust. Curry thrived because the system mirrored his instincts. He did not dominate possession. He dominated gravity. Defenses bent toward him, creating space for teammates. His willingness to move without the ball redefined superstar behavior. The Warriors' rise followed naturally. Championships were built not on isolation dominance, but collective excellence. Curry's leadership style set the tone. He celebrated teammates genuinely. He empowered others rather than eclipsing them. His joy became contagious. His humility disarmed ego. Back-to-back MVP awards followed, including the first unanimous MVP in NBA history. Yet Curry's greatness was never about accumulation. It was about influence. Youth players altered their shooting habits. Coaches redesigned offenses. Executives rebuilt rosters to prioritize spacing and shooting. Criticism did not disappear. It evolved. Finals MVP debates. Physical targeting. Defensive schemes designed solely to disrupt him. Each challenge forced growth. Curry improved defensively. He added strength. He expanded playmaking. He never stopped refining. The arrival of Kevin Durant altered dynamics, but Curry's sacrifice revealed his leadership. He allowed the game to flow through talent rather than ego. Winning mattered more than individual validation. Championships followed, reinforcing that adaptability is a hallmark of greatness. Then came injury, decline predictions, and roster turnover. The Warriors fell from contention. Curry endured seasons without championship expectations. He did not demand shortcuts. He trained. He believed. He waited. When Golden State returned to the summit, Curry led with maturity, shaped by adversity. The 2022 championship and Finals MVP were not just accomplishments. They were affirmation. They validated influence that statistics alone could not capture. They honored patience, resilience, and sustained excellence. Beyond the court, Curry's impact expanded culturally. As a philanthropist, leader, and public figure, he represented authenticity. He spoke openly about faith, family, and balance. His confidence was never performative. His joy never felt manufactured. It felt earned. Stephen Curry's career is not defined by size, strength, or conformity. It is defined by belief in skill, commitment to craft, and refusal to accept imposed limitations. He did not ask the game for permission to change it. He demonstrated how. He was doubted, questioned, underestimated, and through it all, he remained disciplined, patient, and prepared. Stephen Curry is not merely the greatest shooter in basketball history. He is proof that innovation often comes from those willing to trust their difference. That patience can outlast skepticism. That joy, when paired with discipline, becomes transformative. His legacy is not just banners or records. It is a redefinition of what is possible on a basketball court. Thank you to all the fans for watching and supporting this story. Your appreciation for greatness, your respect for perseverance, and your love for the game give meaning to journeys like Stephen Curry's. If you enjoyed this long-form documentary, please like, share, and subscribe. More powerful basketball stories are coming, and we sincerely thank you for being part of the journey.